Mo Peak first got to Michigan State, um, in my opinion, had a bunch of talent, but just didn't know how to work it. But that changed drastically. That changed drastically. I mean, you saw Pete come in the gym and just work hard, just as hard as anybody, or even harder than everybody. And that's why he had a lot of success. I'm not surprised with the success he had because he put in a ton of work. When he broke his hand, Pete, a lot of players would have set out, and Pete played. I mean, and he knew his role was defend and rebound, and he took that role in stride. He came out night in and night out, practice, open gym, whatever it was, and defended and rebounded. But then once he added all of that, the defense and the rebound, with his natural skill set, as far as being able to score the basketball, he was one of the best athletes in the country at the time. So when he added all that, it all came together. That's when you had a special player. And it is huge for us, the Flint community, for one of his best friends. It's special for us that Pete's going into the Hall of Fame. And I must admit, yeah, I was a little biased. I looked for him more than some other guys out on the floor because I knew once you get in the ball, I mean, he was going to either put it in the basket or make a great play. So, I mean, it's huge, not only for here at Michigan State, but it's huge for our whole community, Flint. And we all behind Pete. I'm excited for it. It's well deserved, and I just can't wait for the big day.
First of all, I want to thank God. Without him, none of this would be possible. Man, what an honor, to get this level of achievement, to be recognized today. I'm reminded of all the sacrifices and the support that my family has had. Can you guys please stand? My mom, Morris Peterson, my dad. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The coaching staff. Can you hear me?
I'm going to put that up for you.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
There you go.
That's better. I recall getting Mark Hollis. I was in the airport coming from Atlanta, and I got all my bags in with me. Get a call, I answer my phone, and Mark said, "Hey, Morris, what you doing?" I said, I'm traveling back to Michigan. Man, you just got inducted to the Hall of Fame. And I stopped. And I'm like, me? Are you serious? Man, okay. And then right then, I just got really emotional, and I started crying because I look back, at my career as a basketball player and reflected on the lessons learned, the growing pains, the camaraderie. I know you guys heard, a lot of different stories, Coach. Speaking to Coach, I'll get to you in a second. It all began in Flint, Michigan. The area was hit with dark times, General Motors, and it was a dark time for Flint. And, for what we did, Antonio, Mateen, and Charlie and I, growing up, playing against each other, that competition turned into camaraderie, and we were able to come here and do some great things. The members of the 95 to 2000 teams were not only my teammates, but they were my good friends. And that's important because when you develop in these relationships, y'all gonna be friends for the rest of your life. That's important. These guys are in the bunker with you every day. They're eating with you in training table, going to class. Man, that's so important. And you guys keep that relationship because it's important. Coach, tough love. Man, he instilled a number of lessons for me. I can recall when my freshman year, and I wasn't going to class. I was probably doing everything wrong. And Coach said, "Hey, if you miss another class," he already gave me more chances than you probably should. But he said, "Hey, Morris, if you miss another class, you're not going to Hawaii." That night, I set my alarm clock, 7 p.m. instead of 7 a.m. Man. That probably was the best and worst thing that happened to me. Well, I came in that day, and Coach had a look on his face like he wanted to kill me, and said, "Morris, you're not going to Hawaii." And I immediately knew, and so I was too embarrassed to go home for Thanksgiving. Yeah. I was way too embarrassed to go home, and so I stayed at the Breslin, and I told myself I'm gonna recommit myself to what's important because I felt like I was letting my teammates down. And, like I said, it's important to keep your relationship with your teammates, and that's who I let down. So, You know, while they on TV playing on ESPN, eating pineapples on the beach, I'm eating vending machine food and pizza, and working on my game though. And I got better. And when they got there, you know, I made a point to say, you know, I'm gonna try to do better and be there for my teammates. I want to thank the Michigan State coaching staff, Coach G, Coach Brian Gregory, Coach Crean, Coach Heath, and Coach Joplin. Man, you guys put up with me and put up with them nights I wanted to come in and get extra shots, and you pushed me, so I just want to say thank you. Because, you know, a lot of times y'all don't get the credit that you deserve, so thank you. In closing, I just want to say, give a special thanks to the athletes that are receiving their letters tonight. You know, it's your continued dedication to this sport that makes Michigan State such a dynamic institution. And don't take anything for granted. You know, understand that this is an opportunity for growth and building your foundation for your future. Listen to all advice and be calculated with your approach. And when a lesson learned opportunity presents itself, take heed and figure out what it is and how it fits within the blueprint of what you want to do. This is what your time in Michigan State should be about, building your blueprint for success. Thank you.